is the Ferrari 296 GTB. And what a piece of kit. I've been given this car to test drive for a few days to show you guys exactly what it's like to be behind the wheel of one of the greatest supercars ever built. And I really do mean that. The 296 GTB, or Gran Turismo Berlinetta as its full name is, was launched back in 2021. And it is so unique in the fact that it is Ferrari's first petrol electric hybrid car. So you actually have an all-electric side to this car, which I'm going to show you all about when we get it out on the road during our little review of the car. It's an incredible piece of kit. The petrol side of it, it's a true Ferrari. It really sounds like a Ferrari. It really goes like a Ferrari. And the petrol then cuts into battery and then hybrid and all the mix up. And I'm so excited. I can't wait to show you. You're watching me, AJ, on the Player YouTube channel. If you've never seen what we do before, feast your eyes for the next minute and a half on our little trailer. If you've seen it before, skip to the review. If you haven't, watch it and I'll catch you straight afterwards with the Ferrari 296 GTB. Hi there, welcome to the Player YouTube channel, where we don't just do car reviews, we do tons of other stuff as well. You ready? Run the VT. This is how a car should sound. Listen to this. I didn't really push it either. I was just having a bit of fun. Oh really? So there you have it, guys, the Ferrari Roma, my birthday present. Here we go, we're going to meet the crew and hopefully get the same. Nice, a real one.
I think it makes a good word.
Let's go, mate. Nice to see you. Show us your big chopper, your helicopter. So here we are, the Morgan Roadster, where we're here for the Swiss Watch Show. Hey guys, guess what? It's another morning here out in sunny France. Right, let's take a quick look round at the 296 GTB. Up front here, you do get a beautiful set of LED lights. There's LED running lights just hidden underneath the bonnet there, really super. You've got this beautiful front splitter at the front here. It just all works with this car. Lovely big arches, and you've got 20-inch rims all round on this car. Two 45/35, so low profile, 245s on the front. They're the tyres, Michelin pilots, really good in the rain. This car, the way it sort of angles itself, it's got these massive haunches, very Ferrari, this sort of section here. I love it. You've got the air intakes here with the mesh. That's channeling all that air into that underneath that glass there, keeping that engine nice and cool, and the electronics all cool as well. Speaking of electronics, this is where you plug in, so it's got a little plug-in point in here. There's a release for that inside the driver's door, and then the other side you've got the petrol filler cap, so that again there's a little sort of catch inside the driver's door. You can push that. On the rear here you've got 305/35s, much wider, again Michelin pilots on the back. I'd like to know what you think of the powder blue all the way around and the powder blue finish on the inside. It's paying homage to a famous racing car team that used to run Ferraris, and this car has been set up like that. When I picked the car up, I was a little bit not too sure about this, but I tell you what, since I've been out on the road the last 3-4 days, this is an amazing colour, and the actual attention that this car gets. I mean, I know it's a Ferrari 296 GTB at the end of the day, but with this blue sort of offsetting the red, you know, it's what we say here in the UK, Marmite. It's basically you love it or you hate it. I'd like to know your comments. Stick them in the box down below. That's what it's there for. Round at the back here, you've got this diffuser all made of carbon fibre down the bottom here. It really has a reason. It's not only aesthetically pleasing, it doesn't just look nice. It's got a purpose behind it. Got all the mesh in here, again, allowing all the heat to escape from the back of the engine. There's more mesh on the top here. You've got your Ferrari badges here and your prancing horse there as well. In the centre here, I really do appreciate appreciate what Ferrari have done here. So it's a lovely twin outlet here. They could have put some massive great exhausts either side, but I just think, you know, the way it's just been finished off, there's some more aero going on in here. These very thin LED lights that's almost, they're kind of like they've got sunglasses on, beautiful Gucci sunglasses at the back here. But the best thing of all, in this centre section here, can't actually demonstrate it, is an auto spoiler that comes out at high speed, giving this car the most downforce that any road car has ever been given, any Ferrari road car has ever been given. So it comes out automatically, all carbon fibre here, pushes its way out at high speed and keeps this car on the ground. And you've got to say, it's just beautiful. This is perfection when it comes to design. 296 GTBs don't get a boot for obvious reasons, because the engine pretty much takes up the whole of the back of the car. But what you do get is called a frunk. So it's a front boot, if you like. To open it, you can double click your key like that, and it releases it. It's pretty nifty. There's a little latch here on the right. Just pull it and let the gas struts do the work. You've got 202 litres in there. It's enough for 2 carry-on suitcases. Plus, you've got your charging cables and a couple of other bits and bobbies. And one most important thing of all, you get a plaque in there, tells you all the added extras on your particular car. How nice is that? Now for the best bit. Let's check out under this beautiful piece of sculpted glass at the back here with carbon fibre and sort of airy bits all the way around here, the mesh allowing the air to get to it. Let's check out what they've actually hidden under here, because this is pretty phenomenal. You've got to open the door to get to the actual latch itself, which is just here by the door panel itself. Pull it back once, that releases it beautifully. Now, I'm not going to put my sticky fingers all over this glass. It's just too nice. I'm going to pull from the edge there and let the gas, look at that. It's almost poetry in motion, isn't it? Underneath here, hidden away, just jammed right across the mid-centre at the back here, you have a twin-turbo V6 3-litre petrol engine that develops 654 brake horsepower on its own. 654 brake just sitting there. It not only looks beautiful, you want to hear, well, I mean, the sound, you're going to hear it out on the road anyway. It is mated up to a battery, a 7.5 kilowatt battery, which is hidden up the front, weighs, just for the connoisseurs amongst you, weighs around 70 kilos, believe it or not. It's quite a lot of weight. It's almost as much as me on a good day. But that drives a motor. It's the 123 kilowatt electric motor. It's around about 165 brake horsepower in combustion engine terms. So you combine the two together will give you 819 brake horsepower. The 0 to 60 on this car, and it does do it. Seriously, this car is so fast, it's unreal. 2.4 seconds. Standing quarter, a quarter of a mile, wait for it, 9.7 seconds. Unbelievable. Hits around 150 mile an hour on the standing quarter. It's beyond a joke. Top speed, limited, how dare they, to 204 miles an hour. 204 miles an hour. And I totally believe this car will do that all day long. All of this traction is all mated up to an 8-speed automatic gearbox. It's got a double clutch system on it as well. And the whole system itself works seamlessly between the electric and the actual combustion engine. Ferrari, genius. You are leading the way forward with this sort of mating up of the two wonders of the world, the electricity and the combustion. I take my hat off to you. I've driven a lot of Ferraris. I've been very lucky to have driven a lot of Ferraris over the years. But I've got to say the 296 GTB has really done it for me. It's quite an incredible piece of kit. When I first picked this car up and they told me it had a battery in it, I'm thinking, what have you done? You know, it's almost like sacrilege to take away the essence of Ferrari, but it hasn't. It's just made this car absolutely incredible, which is what Ferrari say. It was designed as a day-to-day usage of a car. Now, they've said that before with other cars, but this car, it really does. It really is a day-to-day car. The best thing, the other day I was stuck in some traffic. You know, you're churning up a bit of petrol. These engines, they like to drink. But I went into electric mode and I sat there 4 or 5 miles in full traffic. No sound, just nice and quiet, and then restarted into the engine mode, and away we went again. It was brilliant, saving petrol. This car is getting between 35 and 40 to the gallon. I kid you not, 35 to 40 to the gallon if you drive it a little bit frugally. Obviously, I haven't, because I'm a journalist and I've been given this for a few days to enjoy, and I'm not going to drive it around like Granny Smith. I'm going to have some fun with it. But I was absolutely bowled over when you know, normally I expect to put a few hundred UK pounds worth of petrol in a car like this. I've spent £50 on a whole week, so it really is, it does what it says on the tin, and it's simple to use. You have to get used to it. It's different. There's no stalks, there's no indicators that are sticking out, there's no wiper, there's no dip beam. It's all hidden in the steering wheel itself. But once you get used to it, oh my God, it's so much nicer. There's a cluster, a central cluster. There's no TFT touchscreen in the middle for you to worry about. There's a little screen over there for the passenger to enjoy themselves, to see what speed you are currently taking them at, or you know, what brake horsepower, or I don't know, revs per minute, or whatever it does over there. Not interested in the passenger bit. I'm more interested what it's like to drive. And one thing, this is incredible to drive. You've just got to really hold on tight in certain drive modes, and the rest of the time the car will take care of you, because it is a really safe, sound car, and it sort of makes you feel more and more comfortable the more you drive it. It feels very wide, I must admit, very, very wide indeed, but the rest of it, so nice. A little bit bouncy. This car's got, don't think you get these by the way, the racing harness and the racing seats. These have been put in there for a particular client who wanted it this way for this car, because it is in homage or tribute to a race team that he happened to love. So, you know, this car good the way you want it. You just decide how you like the colours, how you like the wheels, how you like your seats, your seat belts. It's brilliant. Let me explain a little bit about modes and different driving conditions. On the left-hand side here, everything's touch sensitive by the way. Left-hand side here, you've got your driving modes. You've got your all-electric mode, which is at the bottom. So you push that and now it will go dead quiet. We've gone into all-electric mode, no engine running, up to about 85 miles an hour, just pure electric power. Currently got about 7 miles, it'll do up to about 15 miles. Then you go up into hybrid mode, which is the second one up. Now, if you need the engine and put your foot down, the engine will cut in. If you don't, engine cuts out, we're back into electric power. It will do that seamlessly, and it does it itself. You don't even need to think about it. It does it all itself. Next one up, engine mode. Now we've got full combustion engine, and that will keep the battery charged up. It'll put a little bit of residual energy back into your main battery, so for your electric energy battery. And then you've got what I call poo your pants mode, which is the top one, and it cuts everything off, and now you've got complete and utter no control over the car, because you've turned the traction control off and you're in track mode. I think it's best to keep it between hybrid mode and combustion engine mode, as I like to call it. Right hand side here are your settings for your suspension, for your conditions of the car. So lower in the Manatino here, so it's called a Manatino, a little switch down here, put it in the low, gives you full traction. It gives you a little bit less brake horsepower going through the back wheels, so in slipperier conditions you want to put it into wet mode. Second mode up, sport mode, tend to keep that all the time. It's like the everyday use that this car likes to be in. Next mode up, you go into race mode, and then top, it's just everything off, and then you turn everything off up there, and then it all goes crazy. We're not going to stay in that. We'll go back into sport mode. It's much nicer, or much easier to drive. You've got various bits. You've got your paddles, obviously. You can go into manual. You've got your gear selectors in the center here, so reverse is on your left. I love this one in particular. They've done it as an extra in the Italian flag. How beautiful is that? It's really nice. Just negotiate this little roundabout here, push the indicators, and around we go. It's absolutely, I love this car. It's doing all the auto gears for you. So you center one here, the little white button in our case. Forward is in the full auto mode, so it will literally change all the gears for you, no problem at all. If you pull it down once, you're now into manual gear change. Use the flappy paddles. There we go. Comes up on the driver's cluster there, and you can just have, I'll start it up because there's a car in front. You can have a lot of fun in the manual. I'll put it back in the auto while we're chatting. And to your right is your launch control button. You didn't think they'd build one of these without a launch control, did you? But the launch control button's down there as well. So it is very simple, as you can see. You've got little buttons everywhere. If you want to change radio stations or change the radio station, everything on here. So all your setup is over here. It's very simple. It's touch sensitive. You go back, you've got a home screen, you've got a back button. You can change the view on the cluster as well, which is quite nice. And over here is your heating controls. Again, everything is geared up for the driver. It's just beautifully done. Now we've passed that car, we can have a little bit more fun in this car. I just, you know, the all-round drive capability makes you feel like you're the driver, you're in control. It never ever really feels like you are out of control. You can slip into manual mode by leaving it in the auto mode and changing the gears for yourself, and then when you stop doing it, the car senses it and will then go back into auto mode. How simple is that? The whole layout of this car is beautiful. I absolutely love it. I think it's genius in the fact that you can switch in and out of electric mode. At the end of the day, it's still a Ferrari, and it still sounds like a Ferrari. You can hear that beautiful engine in the back there. I think that engine sounds as good as any V8 or V12. So it's an undeniably a Ferrari. And at the end of the day, that's what this is about. It's having a Ferrari to get up every morning and go out in, do the school run. Okay, I've only got 2 seats, but it's a Ferrari. I can't say that enough. I love it. So there you have it, guys, the Ferrari 296 GTB. Do I really need to answer the question, would I buy one? I think that's a bit of a no-brainer at the end of the day. This car has been utterly awesome, utterly stunning, fantastic. It just ticks every box in my book, as it would most petrol heads, because it's just a way of life, this car. It's a beautiful car that you can drive every day. It's got the electric bit, so it's going to tick the wokey factor as well. It's going to allow people who want to save polar bears to feel that little bit better about buying a Ferrari. And when it comes to buying one of these, well, you better have big pockets, because this car, entry-level car, or starting price should we say, there is no levels, the starting price of this car, £241,000. This car, for example, specced up, £369,000, looking like this with all these bits on it. Sky's the limit with these cars. You've got to have a big balance, trust me. So thinking about that, then when I was told that last year, 2023, they brought out a convertible version of this that costs even more money. It's called the, well, it's a Spider, they don't call it a convertible. So the Spider version of this car is called the 296 GTS. We're going to get to try that in a couple of months. They're going to bring it out and we're going to get one out on test drive for you, and we'll do a review on that. It's pretty much the same car, but doesn't have a roof, guys, but it costs a lot more money, even more than that figure I just told you. So what I would do if it was me, if I could afford one of these cars, I would save that money, stick with the coupe, get myself a nice set of race tyres, do a load of track days. How good is that in this car? Get it out on the track, and then I book myself on a couple of those fantastic road rally, you know, when you drive out to Italy all around the mountains and going into Germany on the Autobahn to give it some beans. I would do that with that extra money, so I'd stick with a coupe. Anyway, a famous Italian lady once said to me, "Andy, AJ, my friend, I tell you, you can change the ingredients, but you will never alter a fantastic recipe." I probably didn't say it quite like that because my Italian accent's not that good, but you get the drift. You can change the ingredients. You can put batteries and motors into a car like this, but at the end of the day, the recipe stays the same. It's still a Ferrari, it still looks amazing, and it still goes amazing. So there you go. That is my summing up of the Ferrari 296 GTB. I hope you've enjoyed our little review of this car as much as I've enjoyed just being with this car. Just being with it, just stood near it. It's just a fantastic experience, trust me. You've been watching me, AJ, on the Player YouTube channel. Don't forget, like, subscribe and comment. There's a comment box down below. If you've got anything you want to say about this car, if anything you want to tell me, any experiences you've had with this car, stick them in the comment box. There's also a big sort of thing that says subscribe. Now, as you saw at the beginning of the video, we don't just do car reviews, we do tons of other stuff as well. So if you want to subscribe, leave the bell sign unchecked. You'll get regular updates on everything that we do. Then finally, I'm going to ask you a little favour. Give us a thumbs up, guys, please. We do a lot of work. It's not just me. There's a crew, there's an editing crew as well. We don't get bonuses, we don't get pay rises, but we get a pat on the back from the boss when you thumbs up, because it means you've enjoyed what we've done. And the boss says, well, they're enjoying what you're doing, so keep doing it. So I'd really appreciate that. In return for that, I'm going to give you something. It's called the Player Bookazine. Now, there you go. I'm holding it up now. You can see what I'm doing there. That is a 220-page bookazine. So it's basically a magazine that's got a hardback cover for men. Well, it's for women as well, but it's more of a men's lifestyle magazine. Inside there are tons and tons of lovely articles, not just cars like this. There's boats, there's jet skis, there's motorcycles, there's interviews, there's food, there's golf, there's holidays, there's spas. Everything's in there, 220 pages. It's yours for free. Yes, absolutely free. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, that nice big book would look good on my coffee table. I can't give you the actual book, I'm really sorry, but you can have the online version completely free of charge. The actual book costs around 100 UK pounds. That's a lot of money. If I was giving them away, I think my boss, well, I'd be out of here pretty quickly on my ear, trust me. So, but you get, it's exactly the same, it's no difference, but it's online, so you don't have to carry around, you know, I don't have to put it on the coffee table. You can buy one if you want. Either way, whichever way you want to do it, head over to www.theplayer.co.uk. Hang on, make life easy. Here it comes. It's going to come in down here somewhere. I don't want it to cover the car up. Sorry about that. It'll only be there for a couple of minutes. Memorise that. Head over there. Just need your name and your email. And that's it. It's yours, completely free of charge. And you'll get it every quarter as we publish. You'll get a little notification that says, there's another one to look at. And you can scroll through it. You can download it. You can do all sorts with it. It's absolutely brilliant. Thanks for watching, guys. It's goodbye from me and the Ferrari 296 GTB. A sad farewell on this occasion, but hopefully in a few months' time, the GTS. Who knows? But next week, something different. I'll catch you then. AJ, signing out.